Welcome to the College Tummy Buddy, where our mission is to simplify the cooking and shopping process for everyday college students. So bear along as we take you through the functionality of this useful tool, Buddy. Now, as you'll see right here, we've got 4 options. So if I'm hungry, this will take you into the recipe retrieval process. What's in my fridge will populate a list of the current inventory, complete with the amounts and expiration of the ingredients in your fridge. Next, I need to go shopping. What do we need to buy at the store? And this will back check against what's in my fridge, what we're missing, and populate a list of ingredients that we need to purchase as well as the necessary amounts. And then finally, to complete this whole process and loop, we've got a tool for I just went shopping. Now when we click on I just went shopping, this will enable us to input all of the ingredients that we recently purchased. So to get started, let's see what we've got in our fridge. Alright, so now that we've clicked on what's in my fridge, we're presented with a list of the ingredients that sure enough are in our fridge. Now before I go on and just elaborate on this pivot table here, you'll see that we've got 3 things here. We've got ingredients, we've got the amount of the ingredient that we have on hand, as well as the expiration date, which is very, very important as a key contributor to what is populating when we need to buy new ingredients. For example, we wouldn't want to have milk that is, per se, 3 weeks old, because I know that milk will be quite sour. So, let me just scroll down here and show you a little bit of what we've got in our fridge. You'll notice we've got canola oil, we've got cayenne pepper, we've got celery soup, we've got cheddar cheese, and one thing that we should take special note of is chicken breasts. Now, you'll see this will be more apparent later on, but you'll see that we've got chicken breasts here, we've got 5 whole breasts, and they are set to expire on July 9th of this year. So now that I've given you a brief glimpse of what is actually in our fridge, let's get cooking. So, to do that, let's go back home. When we clicked Go Home, we're presented again with our 4 core functions here, as you can see. So, let's get cooking. So to do that, I'm going to click I'm hungry. So then again, we're presented at the Recipe Finder screen. I'm going to click Find Me Recipes to get cooking. Now that we've clicked on Find Me Recipes, it's time to get cooking. So, when we click I'm hungry, we're presented with this dialog box right here. So, there are 3 distinct user inputs that we should all be aware of. The first of which is this box right here. So this is going to tell us how many ingredients we are okay with missing. So in this instance, this list down here is populated with all of the recipes that we are missing just 2 ingredients from. So if we select one of these recipes, then the ingredients that we're missing will populate down here, complete with how much we have on hand, how much the recipe mandates, and the difference between the 2. The next is meat and dairy. We are wholeheartedly aware that people have different dietary restrictions, and we want to give people the option to include or exclude both meat and dairy from their recipes. And then up here you'll see that we've got what ingredients am I missing, and that, like I said earlier, will populate these fields. And then the next one is recipe details fields, which will show us, of course, the recipe details. So, for the purpose of this exercise, let's just say that we want to miss 1 ingredient, and we'll do a restriction on dairy. Alright, so I'm in for some Mexican food, so why don't we do some chunky chicken nachos? So, to start, I'm just going to double click on that. I'm going to check to see if we're missing any ingredients as such, and we're going to see if this field populates anything, and it looks like we're not missing anything, so let's get cooking. So, let's find out what this recipe entails. So to do that, we're going to click on Recipe Details, please. Alright, so now that we're presented with the actual recipe, we're going to notice a couple things about this screen. First of which is you see the name of our recipe, Chunky Chicken Nachos. You're also going to see the ingredients names as well as the associated amounts, and the step-by-step instructions of how to prepare this meal. Now, some really 2 core functionalities that we need to be aware of is I've made it and I'm done. So I made it signals to the tool that we would like to deduct these amounts that are required by this recipe from our refrigerator database. And once we click I'm done, we're going to do that, and remember, be cognizant of the fact that we are going to be using 1 dried chicken breast. And if you remember from our previous example, we had 5 whole chicken breasts in our fridge. So let's go back by clicking on Done and double check to make sure that our database has adjusted itself. So now that we've clicked on Done, we're presented again with the recipe retrieval screen. We're going to exit this. We're going to click, right? So now we're back at the College Tummy Buddy launch screen. And again, we see our 4 options here, but let's go check at our fridge to see what damage our recent recipe has done to our fridge inventory. So let's click What's in my fridge. Right, so we're back again at our fridge, and let's just scroll down and check out the chicken breast to make sure that our system is working properly. So as we scroll down, if you'll remember, before we cooked our recipe, we had 5 whole chicken breasts, and, well, perfect. There we go. We see that our system is talking to each other because now we've automatically deducted 1 whole chicken breast. And you'll just take notice of these red squares. Now, these are what would be populated in our I need to go shopping list as we see that these supplies have been depleted. We'll take a look at chicken gravy, at celery, canned tomato sauce, canned tomato, canned evaporated milk, etc. So, now that we've made sure that our inventory has adjusted itself, let's go back home. So now that we've cooked a meal, we've checked what's in our fridge. Now let's go see what we need to buy from the store. So to do that, we'll click I need to go shopping. So now we want to go shopping. Now if you'll remember, when we were looking at our refrigerator database, there were a slew of items that had 0 as their quantity, and they were highlighted in red. These indicate to our shopping list that we are currently out of the ingredients and need more of them. So if you'll just take a scroll down here, this really takes any of the thought out of thinking, what do I need at the store, and can kind of protect against forgetting that old pesky sour cream when taking a trip to the grocery store. So we need some oregano, we need some oranges, we need some green onion, green chilies, you get the idea. Now to make this even more simple, we've created a functionality creating My Shopping List so we can simply print out a very simplified list of what we need and bring it to the store to pick up all the stuff that we need. So you'll see here the same list is captured right here in a more simple version so we can minimize waste as far as ink and bring this right to the store. So now that we've got this figured out, we'll print this out and let's just go back home. So now that we have cooked a meal, we've checked out what's in our fridge, we've looked at a shopping list to see what we need to buy, let's input what we've just bought at the store. So to do that, let's click on I just went shopping. So in order to put the ingredients that we just purchased from the grocery store, we're right back at this is our fridge screen, and we're going to click on I just went shopping to pull up our user form. You'll see that we have got our input form. So some things to take note of. So we've got a slew of ingredients here that we can choose from to input into our fridge database, and you'll see the list here. You've also got the input amount, and something that's very interesting is the units, which is dynamically populated. So for example, if we click rice, it'll be in cups, but if we do something, let's say, let's do paprika, that'll change to teaspoons. Some things also, if your ingredient can expire, you can either check or uncheck this depending on whether it will expire, and you can just select the date, the month, and the year in which it will expire. So for the purpose of our case, let's do, I did some baking recently, so let's do some flour. You'll see it dynamically changed to cups. We'll do 2 cups, and this doesn't particularly need an expiration date, so let's enter this new amount. And that's it, as simple as that. Just exited the user form after entering all of my ingredients from my most recent shopping excursion. And let's just do a little check to make sure that our flour is updated in our fridge database. And right now, if you've forgotten where we are in what's in my fridge. So let's just have a look here, and we'll see if you remember that we input 2 cups of flour. We just bought 2 cups. So, and perfect. You'll see right here that we have just updated our fridge with 2 cups. So now that we've got that ironed out, let's go back home. Okay, so that pretty much rounds up our demonstration. As you've seen, we've taken you to identify what you have in your fridge. Based on that, what recipes you can cook, Then you can also, based on what you've cooked, see what ingredients you are now out of, and then generate a shopping list, buy those ingredients, and then input them to make the loop complete. So we sincerely hope that the College Tummy Buddy has made your shopping and cooking experience far, far easier. Should you have any additional questions, we would just like to direct your questions to our comprehensive user guide attached at the end of our spreadsheets. Thank you so much, and good luck in the kitchen. Bye-bye.